I say, good morning. Is this working? Okay, good. Okay, it is October 7th, Tuesday, 10:03 a.m. The Board of Supervisors is meeting being called to order. We do have present Supervisor Humphrey, Klein, and Christensen are all present. I've asked Alex Kendrick to do our Pledge of Allegiance, and then after that, Roy Sandoval will be doing our invocation. And if you don't mind, let's remain standing after that happens. Okay? Thank you.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, we come to you with thankfulness in our hearts for your sovereign will, Lord, for your guidance in our lives. There's much to pray about, Lord. We pray for the people of Glow, for the mothers, the fathers, the children, the schools, the businesses, who have gone through so much and continue to go through so much with courage and the ability to help one another in great times. We pray that you would comfort, that you would strengthen, that you would enable them to continue forward in grace and in love. Lord, we pray for our country right now. There is so much to be concerned about. We're thankful for a resurgence, however, on people looking to you, people looking to realize that it's not the government, it's not one person, it's not an idol, but it's a sovereign God we need to look to. Lord, I pray for our Board of Supervisors this morning. Lord, I pray that they would have wisdom, or that their hearts would be purely focused on the good of the people in the county, Gila County, and the rest of the people in Arizona at large. I ask your blessing upon them, and that you would guide each decision. We're thankful again, Lord. Ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Roy. So I just wanted to mention that we do, a past employee, retired deputy, Brian Havey, passed away about a week ago. Some of you may not know that. It was suddenly, I guess, a heart attack, but I just wanted to remember him and his family at this time. Their son, actually, Patrice, and his son are part of our sheriff's department, so continues on. So Brian Havey, if you didn't know him, is a great guy. Just a moment, please remember him. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. It'd be helpful if we continue our meetings now with making sure that whoever is presenting, that you say your name and who you represent, if that's not already been mentioned. That'll help our clerk of the board to keep their notes straight and help them out quite a bit. So our first item we're actually going to table, but I want to turn it over to Supervisor Humphrey. It's item 2A about our Public Works Department.
Yeah, this morning I was going to recognize employees for a lot of work that they have done when they reconstructed our landfill to keep it open and functional. But I was asked this morning by Public Works Director Troy White that being that we're getting rain the end of this week, a lot of those guys are out preparing for the rain that's coming at the landfill and at Public Works. So I was asked if it would be okay with me if I would postpone that. And yes, we're not canceling it, but it's all about the people that we serve, and if they're out preparing, then I'm not going to go ahead and do a presentation where none of them can be here because they're out doing more extra duty for the people that we work for. So it will be postponed today, but it will happen, and so thank you all very much and apologize for those that were able to be here but got told it was canceled. It's not canceled, it's postponed, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Supervisor. And so I'll call for a motion to table item 2A.
So be it.
And I'll second that.
A motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you, and we will get that back on the docket. We appreciate everyone that is working diligently to through our various challenges and emergencies that we have. Item 3A is a public hearing. Information, discussion, action to adopt resolution number 25-10-03, granting a 25-year franchise to Pine Meadows Utility, LLC, for the delivery of wastewater utility service to Pine Meadows Utilities, customers in the subdivision of Houston Creek Landing and Pine Ridge, which are in the unincorporated areas of Star Valley, Arizona. Charlotte.
Good morning, Chairman and members of the board. I'm Charlotte Estroy Nizami, Clerk of the Board. On September 2nd, 2025, the board accepted an application from Pine Meadows Utilities, LLC to renew their wastewater franchise with Gila County for an additional 25 years and authorize the publication of a notice to inform the public regarding the board's intent to grant the franchise on this date. There is a statutory requirement that the public notice be advertised in the official county newspaper for 3 consecutive weeks prior to this meeting, which was done. I recommend you proceed with the public hearing and adopt resolution number 25-01-03. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Supervisor Humphrey.
I have no questions.
Supervisor Klein.
Neither do I.
Okay, I'll close our discussion, open it up for the public hearing. Anyone here in Globe or on the internet or in Payson? No? All right. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. I will close then the public hearing portion and call for a motion, item 3A.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to adopt resolution number 2510-03 as presented.
I'll second that, Mr. Chair.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Moving on to regular agenda items 4A. Information, discussion, action to approve the 2025 update of the Gila County Emergency Operation Plan, GCEOP, and authorize the board chairman's signature on the letter of promulgation and county managers and emergency management program manager signatures on the letter of approval, all of which are part of the GCEOP. Good morning, Carl Melford, sorry. How things going with you?
Good, sir. Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. Carl Melford, Gila County Emergency Manager. So this is the revision of the 2025 Emergency Operations Plan. It is compliant with the Community Preparedness 101 or CPG 101 through FEMA. This required some updates with the transition to the new administration and kind of falling in line with their objectives. There's nothing major in terms of changes, just some language changes as far as extreme weather resilience goes. We've additionally added some accessibility terminology and accessibility options, making sure that the services that we provide are made available to all of those, regardless of any disabilities or living within a vulnerable population. There was also some additional input into the active shooter annex, and I have to thank Mr. Albo for that, for providing some of the capabilities of the county attorney's office that was included in there. So thank you very much. So this is just the approval for the revisions made to that plan.
Okay, thank you, Carl. Supervisor Humphrey.
I have no questions.
Supervisor Klein.
I don't either. Thank you, Carl.
Okay, thank you, Carl. I'll call for motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the 2025 update to the Gila County Emergency Operations Plan and authorize the board chairman's signature on the letter of promulgation and county managers and emergency management program manager's signature on the letter of approval as presented.
And I will second that, Mr. Chair.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you.
Item 4B, information, discussion, action to adopt resolution 25-10-02, accepting grant funds from Arizona Public Service in the amount of $50,000 and authorizing the funds to be used for preparing a county vehicle with custom graphics that will invite and possibly encourage Gila County residents to sign up for the emergency notification system. Carl again.
Yes, Chairman, Board of Supervisors, this is an exciting opportunity. We've been partnering with Arizona Public Service for the past couple of years to help educate the public and prepare the public in light of the Public Safety Power Shutoff Program. We've done some incredible work with them as far as outreach and not only with them helping people sign up for our notification system, but us to help our vulnerable populations with medical dependencies on power be able to get in contact with APS to make sure that they are aware that as far as power restoration goes, they may have critical lifelines dependent on electricity so that they can provide additional aid to them. This has been a program that I've brought before you a couple of times now. APS would like to help us support in that messaging and outreach. So this $50,000 will be used to purchase and outfit a new vehicle to assist with outreach and also response. Our current emergency management vehicle has definitely served its purpose and done its time, but with the conditions that it's usually deployed in, whether it be fires, floods, our vehicles get it a little bit rougher than the average county fleet vehicle. So this is a great opportunity for us to not only increase our outreach, but also our footprint for promoting registration and mass notification and just education for the public to help kind of build that culture of preparedness, which is critical now more than ever.
Okay, thank you, Carl. Supervisor Humphrey.
Just thank you to Arizona Public Service for being a partner with us in all of this. So, yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, Supervisor Klein.
Same goes for me too, Carl, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Carl. Do you know what vehicle you're going to do, or if it's possible to do more than one?
Unfortunately, with today's vehicle prices, I don't know if we can do more than one with what we're allowed so far, but we're looking at probably a mid-size SUV, probably an Explorer that's still able to, pull a trailer in case we need to deploy sandbags or UTV, but also able to do long-distance travel for attending anything community-based.
I see. Great. Okay, with that, I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to adopt resolution number 25-10-02 as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Carl.
Chairman Supervisor.
Yeah. Okay, item 4C, information, discussion, action to approve economic development agreement number 2026 -000075 between Gila County and the Payson Gila County Sheriff's Posse, incorporated in the amount of $9,000 to support the Shop with a Hero program, which the Board of Supervisors determined to be for the benefit of the public. I will go ahead and start the conversation. This is something we've done for a number of years. This is a shared between the 3 supervisors amount of money, and $3,000 each, if I remember right. And it's to promote a program that's ongoing. And with us this morning, we have with the Sheriff's Department, Cole Labonte, and we have Sarah White-Benny. How are we doing this today?
Good. Yeah, sounds great.
Okay. All right. Good. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. So, as you guys know, we've been doing this for several years now, since about 2017. It's grown to a point of where we support 60 kids divided between the northern part of the county and the southern part of the county. 60 is about all we can support. We've had a lot of people come to us and want to figure out how to donate more money and be involved. However, because the way the program works, and we try to put a kid with several different first responders, between the fire department, ambulance workers, police departments, highway patrol, and the sheriff's office, really to give the kid the best experience possible. 60 is the max that we can handle. So this donation from the 3 supervisors helps us to continue that program. The applications go out to schools. They're available at the sheriff's office and a couple other places. They're reviewed in December, and then there's a group that decides, and it's tough to decide, but there's a group that decides which 60 kids we can do this for, And then we oftentimes have more money and we're able to kind of contribute to the community and those kids in other ways. We bought bikes before. We've brought presents to houses that, you know, there wasn't the ability for the kid to travel because they were so far out in the county. It's a great program. Sarah, do you got anything to add to that?
No, we'll just take any questions if you guys have them.
Okay, thank you for that. Supervisor Humphrey.
Where do you shop for these kids?
Walmart sets up they basically set aside a set of registers off to the side, both in the northern part of the county and then down here to help us facilitate that. So we have the kids meet at a location that we don't disclose to the public because we don't really want anybody just to drop some kids off there. So only the participants know where and when they get dropped off. We give them breakfast. They get to hang out with law enforcement, put them in some fire trucks. Sometimes we have helicopters land, and they get to kind of see that. And then we bring them over to Walmart. They shop for about an hour or two for themselves and then other family members. And then we run them through a register, and then we've got one or two people that are sitting there with gift cards that we turn the donations into gift cards and then pay Walmart back with the gift cards. And then we've got a whole bunch of people stacked up usually in the garden centers to wrap all the gifts.
It's important to mention that Walmart is a great partner. They have Santa there, they have elves there. They do a really good job having us come in and accommodating all these children.
Okay. Yeah, no, thank you for commenting on that. I thought that needed to get in there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I missed the vote on that one. That's my fault.
Yeah, they donate
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
They donate all the wrapping paper. Walmart does, so they're a great partner for us as well.
No, it's a great program. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Supervisor Klein.
I just, yeah, it's a terrific program. Thank you guys for sticking with it and doing it. And if there's any way we can do more or whatever, just let us know. Yeah,
Thank you.
appreciate all you're doing though. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it too and support it. But one thing that isn't mentioned often is it's more about just shopping or, you know, underprivileged getting something that they can use or have or give. But it's the interface between our public service people and the kids that may not always see that interface as friendly.
Absolutely.
But in this case, they're really heroes. They're friends. They're part of being a good buddy, you know, and that's really great because we have the police and we have the fire department, we have the sheriff's department. There's the slots, the engines, you know, they make a big deal out of it. It's really cool.
Yeah, Native Air sometimes will bring in their helicopter
Yep.
if possible. So it is a really neat experience, and the majority of these kids do not get to see this in a positive light, except maybe this one time a year.
Exactly,
And
right.
it gives them a chance to buy gifts for other family members in the house too, which
Right.
is something that they might not usually get to experience. And I've seen kids years later that I got to work with, you know, as a deputy, and they remember me and they remember the whole experience. It's really neat.
Well, and I think it's really important we teach people, our kids especially, how to give, not just how to take.
Yep.
And so it's a great program. So with that, I'll call for a motion for this item.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve Economic Development Agreement number 202600000075 with Payson Hill County Sheriff's Posse Incorporated as presented, and which the board has determined to be for the benefit of the public.
Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you for coming, and
you.
thank you, Sheriff, for being here as well.
Three for your support in this. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Sheriff, for all you do.
Thank you.
Okay, item 4D is information, discussion, action to reappoint Brian Goslin to the Gila County Board of Adjustments for the term of office that will begin on January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2029. Supervisor Humphrey, this is your item.
Yeah, he's been valued on that, and when his term was up, asked if he would care to be there again, and I think it's a great deal, and I appreciate his volunteering very much.
We love our volunteers. Supervisor Klein.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't have any questions, so I'll just Call for motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to reappoint Brian Goslin to the Gila County Board of Adjustment for the term of office that will begin on January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2029.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Item 4E, information, discussion, action to approve contract number 22-02PV-18-GC2, the Azure Loco with Sentinel Technologies Incorporated for the term of October 7th, 2025 through December 8th, 2025 in the amount of $330,281.86 for the replacement of the current infrastructure proposed in the Azure Local solution. Good morning, Carrie Bartling, Head of IT.
Good morning, Chairman. Good morning, Supervisors. Carrie Bartling, Department of IT, the IT Department. We are doing a hardware software refresh on the virtual environment that houses our servers, so this will take care of that. We can answer any questions if you guys have.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Humphrey.
When it comes to IT, if I ask questions, I probably wouldn't understand the answer because I'm not real good at IT, but thank you very much for all you do for us.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Supervisor Klein.
I'm good, Carrie, thank you.
Me as
Thank you.
well. Thank you for all you do. I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve contract number 22-02PV-18-GC2 as presented.
And I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Unanimous. Item 4F, information, discussion, action to approve economic development agreement number 2026-0000088 between Gila County and the Pleasant Valley Community Library Board of Young Public Library in the amount of $15,000 to assist with upgrades and repairs to the exterior of the library building, which will provide protection for the building and the contents of the library, which the board has determined to be for the benefit of the public. Supervisor Klein, this is your item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, this is in Young, and the building has been worked on. They've come quite a ways, and they need a little extra assistance to finish that. It's looking very well, and this will help secure the building and the contents and everything going forward. This is my constituent dollars, so if you got any questions, I'd be glad to answer.
Thank you. Supervisor Humphrey.
I have no questions.
I don't either, so sounds like a great project. With that, I'll call for motion.
I think that's mine. So I'll make the motion to approve Economic Development Agreement number 2026, a whole lot of zeros, 88, with the Pleasant Valley Community Library Board of the Young Public Library as presented, in which the board has determined to be for the benefit of the public.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. And item 4G, information, discussion, action to approve economic development agreement number 2026-0000089 between Gila County and the town of Winkleman in the amount of $2,500 to support the town's annual Halloween event and the town's annual Christmas event, which the board is determined to be for the benefit of the public. Supervisor Klein.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. They've been doing this now for a number of years, and it's really cool. We went down there and toured that building. It sits right across from Town Hall right there, and they turn it into a haunted house, and they have the events and everything set up right there. They get a lot of participation right from Hayden and Winkleman. Pretty big event. Really good to see them doing that. And there again, this is my constituent dollars, and I've supported them in the past and would like to continue doing so.
Very good. Supervisor Humphrey.
I have no questions.
I do not either. Thank you for that support, Supervisor Klein. With that, I will call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve Economic Development Agreement number 2026-0000089 with the town of Winkleman and as presented, and which the board has determined to be for the benefit of the public.
Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Item 4H, information, discussion, action to approve amendment number 1 to professional services contract number 012924, federal regulation services for BOS Public Affairs Group LLC to renew the contract for the period of July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2026 for an amount not to exceed $91,000. County Manager, Mr. Menlove.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, thank you for the opportunity. I would ask for your support of renewing a contract with BOS Public Affairs Group. They are our lobbyists in Washington, D.C. As you know, lobbyists, they look for long-term relationships to know who to talk to when we have certain needs of the county, to be able to go and speak to our legislators and senators. This is for a contract of $7,000 per month, plus some additional cost for travel and other things. In fact, we have two that have been working with us. Patty Power has been with us since the beginning, 2009, and Robin Heisted has been working with us for the past couple of years. Her expertise is she's worked in the budget, Office of Management and Budget, and brings to us certain insights to the federal government budget, which we are hoping they pass soon. Would appreciate your consideration of renewing this contract, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Humphrey.
I have no questions, and lobbyists are important when they can constantly reach out and touch people that we're a long ways away from.
Supervisor Klein.
I'm good, thank you, James.
Yeah, is this the same amount as last time?
Yes, it is.
It is. And yes, I just recently was in Washington, and Patty Powers is phenomenal. The amount of work she's willing to do is above and beyond sometimes what you feel you want. But whatever you want, she's there to handle it, and that's great. With that, I'll call for motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to approve amendment number 1 to professional services contract number 012924 with BOS Public Affairs Group LLC as presented.
Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Item 4I, information, discussion, action to approve a modification to the previously approved Schedule F to the professional service agreement dated April 2nd, 2013 with Interim Public Management LLC, extending the consulting services of Interim Public Works Department Director Troy White through October 17th, 2025 for a total contract amount not to exceed $160,000. Mr. Menlove.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, as you know, we've had Mr. Troy White as our interim public works director for the past couple of months. This is a contract to take him through October 17th in a couple of weeks. We do have a public works director that has accepted a position with Gila County, Christine Smith. She worked for a couple of days last week and then had some other things that she had previous commitments for. She will be returning full-time on October 16th, a couple of days to spend with Mr. White, and then we'll jump in with our new Public Works Director, Christine Smith. Would appreciate your extending this contract for Mr. White for the next couple of weeks.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Humphrey.
Yeah, this $160,000 that's the total time that he's been here?
Yes,
Okay.
and this is a not-to-exceed amount. If Mr. White is on vacation or other things that are not working for the county, we're not paying for that time.
Okay, yeah,
So it's
that's
a not
fine,
to
because I
exceed.
mean, it's through October 17th, and this is, pretty early October, so that's a whole lot of money between now and the 17th. So I just wanted to be clear, that's for the whole contract.
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Supervisor Klein.
I'm good, James, thank you.
Yes, James, and Troy White's here with us today. I want to thank him for all he's done. He's been very interactive with me. I think it's been a great situation. By the time we have another meeting, it's going to be past this date, so this may be the last for many of us to actually see him again. So thank you for all you've done. And especially, I mean, you've been here through crisis, emergency, all kinds of things, and so appreciate that very much.
Great team to work with.
Thank you. All right, with that, I'll call for motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve a modification to the previous approved Schedule F to the professional services agreement dated April 2nd, 2013 with Intern Public Management LLC as presented.
I will second that, Mr. Chair.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, may I send appreciation to Mr. White as well for carrying this through for the last few months. He's been tremendous, and a lot of experience that he's had working for the town of Queen Creek and has brought here to Gila County. So I'm very grateful for his service to the county as well. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and so let's move on to item 4J, information, discussion, action to approve contract number 23-02P-05-E3-GC1 with Heinfeld Mech and Meek and Company, PC, in an amount not to exceed $50,000 through June 30th, 2026, and ratify the board's approval for Maren Belling's signature as Chief Financial Officer on the engagement letter with Heinfeld Meech, agreeing to assist with Gila County's annual financial statement preparation. Good morning, Maren Belling.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Supervisor Klein, Supervisor Humphrey. Annually, we contract with Heinfeld Meech and Company to prepare our financial statements, to bring in all the data from the various financial systems, to present the information correctly to the Auditor General's office. This year, we are bringing this to you for signature, as it's the first year that we have hit that $50,000 mark, and also because given the climate in Arizona regarding audits, so that we are being fully transparent with our constituents and with you, that we do engage a third party to prepare these statements. So it's almost like another layer of double check for us.
Okay, thank you, Maren. Supervisor Humphrey.
I have no questions.
Supervisor Klein.
Maren, when you bring it, I understand why you bring in a third party, and so I'm not saying that's a bad idea, but do they, I'm sure they don't find a whole lot that you ladies miss or whatever. I mean, it seems to me like you guys would have a total handle on that, but.
What they really provide us the strength and capacity to do is to combine multiple financial data sets into one set of financial statements. For example, I don't have access to the school superintendent system.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
have access to the treasurer system. Those are intentional separations for audit purposes. It reduces the risks of collusion and fraud. It reduces our opportunities for misuse of funds. By having a third party assemble the financial statements, we are ensured that we are compliant with all current standards, that we implement early any upcoming changes, and that when we present data to the Auditor General's office, that it is at the highest possible caliber, and it's been a really good collaboration since 2021.
Good. Thank you, Maren.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good answer. Is this required by law that we do this?
We are required to provide our financial statements. It is not required that we use a third party.
Okay. So you think it's a bargain to pay these people to help with that?
It is less costly than having an additional staff member.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. And we've been doing this since 2021.
With this firm since 2021, prior to Heinfeld Meech, we contracted with Rita Seto, who was a former Auditor General team member. Her cost point was just about the same as this. And that predates my time here. I don't know, does it predate your time here, Mr. Menlove, that they were using Rita? Or was Rita our addition?
Okay. So it's a customary practice.
It's customary for us, yes.
Okay. Thank you. With that, I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to approve contract number 23-02P-05-E3-GC1, Heinfeld Meech and Company, PC, and ratify the board's approval for Maren Belling's signature as Chief Financial Officer on the engagement letter with Heinfeld Meech as presented.
Mr. Chair, I'll second.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item 4K, information, discussion, action to adopt the Federal Code of Federal Regulations 200 cost allocation plan and indirect cost rate proposal from MGT for fiscal year 2026. Again, Maren Belling.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Supervisor Humphrey, Supervisor Klein. Annually, we are required as a recipient of federal funds to prepare and submit a cost allocation plan in compliance with the CFR, which is important for all of our grant-funded agencies and departments. Once you certify this, our agencies such as Clerk of Superior Court and Community Services and the Health Department will be able to share this information with their federal funders so that they know that we have completed this step.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Humphrey.
No questions.
Supervisor Klein.
I'm good, thank you, Mayor.
I'm good as well. Call for motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to adopt the Federal Code of Federal Regulations 200 Cost Allocation Plan and Indirect Cost Rate Proposal from MGT for fiscal year 2026 as presented.
And I'll second that, Mr. Chair.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you, Ms. Belling. How are you?
Thank you.
Have a good day. Item 4L, information, discussion, action to approve contract number 025-04444 and amendment number 1 to said contract between the Pinal County Council for Senior Citizens Area Agency on Aging, Region 5, and Gila County Public Health and Community Services Department to receive funding in the amount of $191,421 to continue providing eligible citizens with home repair, renovations, and housing supportive services from July 1, 2025 to June 30, 2026. Good morning, Joshua Beck.
Good morning, Chairman, Supervisors, and first a thank you to Marion and Charlotte for moving this item up. We actually just received this IGA. This is a rotating pot of money that goes between Apache Junction, Pinal County, and us. And it's kind of fortunate that this was our year to receive the larger pot of money because this is one of those ones that's only for seniors, but outside of that, there's very few restrictions. So like with flood recovery, I know Supervisor Humphreys called us before with a downed tree in a senior's yard that had hit their house that they didn't have money to remove. This is one of those ones where we really have flexibility to go in and do things that we don't have with some of the other grants and fundings that we have. So this is a really good one to have right now, given all the problems that we're going to face with the cleanup from the flood. So we got this to you as quick as you could. Thank you, ladies, and I think that's everything I have.
Thank you, Joshua. Supervisor Humphrey?
No question, just thank you for all the grants that you are able to juggle for our constituents, because I would imagine it gets pretty tricky sometimes on what you can spend for, so thank you very, very much for all you.
Supervisor Klein?
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to approve contract number 025-0444 and amendment number 1 to said contract between the Pinal Gila Council for Senior Citizens Area Agency on Aging, Region 5, and Gila County Public Health and Community Services Department as presented.
I'll second that, Mr. Chair.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Joshua, we have 4M, information, discussion, action to approve amendment number 1 to funding agreement number 224-23 between the Arizona Department of Housing, the Gila County Public Health and Community Services Department, Housing Services to provide Department of Energy Weatherization Assistant Program, bipartisan infrastructure law, funding in the amount of $190,994, which will be used to provide weatherization services to 17 eligible households in Gila County and extend the contract expiration date to June 30, 2029. Joshua.
Thank you, Chairman. So this is, as I've mentioned before to the board, I have lots of pots of money that make up our weatherization funding. This is probably the largest one coming from the Department of Energy. So this one really focuses on the improvements to the efficiency of people's homes. I will still say the vendor that we have for this is the Arizona Advantage Home Builders out of Chandler. I have not moved yet. That contract is got a little bit longer on it left. If you remember, we swapped community services managers a few months ago, so I have a new manager that's in there again that got hired last month. So at this time, really, I'm waiting for two things. One, for that manager to get a little bit more experience before I go back out to bid. And two, I still haven't had another contractor yet actually go to the state and take the 1 week weatherization program course to get certified, which is, we kind of feel like that's the one big step that we need to have someone do to show us that they're really interested enough in doing this program, whether they're local or not, to show us that they're interested enough in doing the program to go out to bid again. So before those questions come, that's really what I've been waiting for before I go back out to bid, is to have someone come and really show that they have that effort, that they really want to do this. But I will say, still on the larger projects, we do use Advantage Home Builders, but a lot of the projects, like if it's air conditioning units, or if they're just bringing in new appliances, or some of the smaller projects, we do still use, like, I know like local electricians, for those kind of projects, they use HVAC stuff they use. It's usually the larger home repairs where we need the fingerprint clearance cards, the full company, the WAP training, everything. So, but yeah, that's what this funding's for, and this is just one of the pots of many that we'll be bringing back to the board soon.
Thank you, Supervisor Humphrey.
Yeah, and that's a state issue, because they still have to be BPI certified, and then not only that, then everybody on your crew has to have to, you know, background checks and all this stuff, so they're making it extremely difficult for someone to perform this work within the state of Arizona, which I would like very much for them to be a little looser on that, because there's a lot of good people out there that could be BPI certified. But then when you get into background checks and things like that, you know, being sure that everybody on your crew is sometimes difficult. So I thank you very much for continuing to keep trying to help us all that we can, but I think that help us a little bit too, so that we could better spend some of their funds.
Thank you, Supervisor Klein.
Josh, when it comes to like these 17 eligible households, how do you guys pick those? Is it just,
Wait list.
oh, your wait list?
Yep.
So who didn't make it last year is up this year or
Correct.
whatever? Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
And that's to answer that, for that's part of why the Pinell Gila money is nice, because when emergencies happen, those same teams that do this and rental assistance and those things, that's a pile of money where we can deal with emergency situations to kind of cut the wait list for someone that might lose their housing or something.
Okay, thank you.
I have no questions, so I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve amendment number 1 to funding agreement number 224-23 between the Arizona Department of Housing and the Gila County Public Health and Community Service Department, housing services as presented.
Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Again, Joshua, we have for and information discussion action to approve memorandum of understanding number 26-0 between the Gila County Community Action Program and Arizona Community Action Association doing business as Wildfire, whereby Wildfire will provide cap and administrative fee up to $25,000 for cap to continue to provide diapers and supplies to eligible Gila County families from September 30, 2025 through September 29, 2026.
Thank you, Chairman. So I think as everybody in this room knows, I'm never afraid to ask for additional funds. So back in September, the board approved the diaper program for this year, but as we've made it past September, and some of our partners like Adult Education and the WIOA, the Eastern Region Workforce, haven't been paying us as much of the money for the rent for the one-stop shop as we used to have. So we're a little low on funds to run that front desk position, which helps us with the diaper program. So I made sure the state knew that the only way I could continue to run the diaper program this year was if they could just give us some straight administrative funding to keep the program going. And they agreed, and that's simply what this funds are, is that'll be administrative funds that go into that account that pay for our front desk person, which keeps them staffed and allows us to keep providing the diapers to the 50-some families that we provide them to.
Cool.
Okay, thanks. Supervisor Humphrey.
No questions.
Supervisor Klein.
I'm good.
I'm good. I'll call for motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to to approve memorandum of understanding number 26-0 between the Gila County Community Action Program and Arizona Community Action Association, DBA Wildfire as presented.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. One more, Joshua. 4O, information discussion action to approve amendment number 1 to service contract number 042425 with BMS CAT of Arizona LLC for CDBG 120-24-06, increasing the contract amount by $11,000, $11,221.47 for new contract total not to exceed $75,737.21. Mr. Beck.
Thank you, Chairman. So when BMS CAT got into this project, and it's one of the larger projects we've ever done for weatherization, they found some lead-based paint issues, some structural issues, and some additional roofing issues that they came across once they actually, got into the house and started doing the digging. So we've exceeded that amount that they had on the original bid. I don't have a lot of details. I mean, I've seen the original bid on this, and you can see, it's definitely new stuff. It passed the test for both of our staff that looked at it. So coming to the board just to make sure that we can finish out the project as we see fit.
Thank you. Supervisor Humphrey.
No questions.
Supervisor Klein.
I'm good, Mr. Chair.
Okay, I'll call for motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve amendment number 1 to service contract number 04425 with BMS CAT of Arizona LLC from CDBG 120-24-06 as presented.
I'll second that, Mr. Chair.
Okay, motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you, Mr. Beck. Item 4P, information discussion action to approve the use of Sourcewell contract number 011723-CAT for heavy equipment with related accessories, attachments, supplies, parts, labor, and purchases, as well as Sourcewell contract number 040924-CAT for rental of Caterpillar equipment with Empire Machine and Empire Southwest for one 12-month period, with both contracts not to exceed the amount of $800,000. Mr. Troy White.
Thank you, Chairman and Board of Supervisors. This is a renewal of a contract. We've used Sourcewell contract for the last several years. This is a contract that we use for parts and critical components for our heavy equipment. And we also use this contract for purchasing of new equipment. As the board knows, we've been upgrading our equipment that's 27, 28 years old. We appreciate the board's support on that, upgrading to new equipment. And we're going to continue to say moving forward this year. Just as a note, we had the same contract for $800,000 last year. We only spent $515,000. So this is a not to exceed amount, not that we'll go over, but it will help us get some new equipment that we have planned for this year, continue to buy the parts and major components for our heavy equipment, for our roads team.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Humphrey.
No questions.
Supervisor Klein.
I'm good. Thank you, Troy.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for all that you do. And with that, I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to approve the use of Sourcewell contract number 011723-CAT and Sourcewell contract number 040924-CAT as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you, Mr. White. And are you up for the next one as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Item 4Q, information discussion action to approve amendment number 4 to professional services. Could you hand this over that direction? Thanks. Professional services contract number 072622 solid waste landfill services with Stephen B. Smith, increasing the current term amount to a new maximum not to exceed compensation amount of $232,601.10. Mr. White.
Thank you, Supervisor Board. We use this firm a lot for a lot of different things that we do at the landfill. This specific increase deals with specifically with the Buckhead Mesa landfill. As you know, we're looking at expanding the Buckhead Mesa landfill over in Payson. This specific change order is to allow these guys to do some work that's required in order to move forward with that expansion. Specifically, what they're going to be doing is they're going to be doing some boring examples for the soil, to test the soil, and to be doing some soil pits, all related to find out, where the bedrock is, how far we can go down, and if the soil is even suitable for the landfill, which we believe it is, but it's something we're required to go through with ADEQ before we can submit for permits. So this contract is just asking to extend it just a little under $50,000 to allow them to do that work so we continue to move forward with that project. And just as a note, we are putting together a pretty big update for this board regarding Buckeye Mesa. It's probably going to be coming sometime in November timeframe, just to update the board on where we're at, what we're doing, how that's progressing, and some ideas that we have that we might want to shift out there to talk to the board about. So a work study session will be coming up for a full and complete update on that. However, in order to provide that update, we need the analysis of what they're doing out there with the soils and how far the bedrock is and everything before we can really come forward and give you the update that we need to give you guys. So that's forthcoming here very shortly.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Humphrey.
Yeah, and at some point in time, could we also do that with the Russell Gulch landfill?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
no further questions, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Klein.
Yeah, if we can do that, I'm good. Thank you, Troy.
Yeah, thank you. And with that, I'll call for motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve amendment number 4 to professional services contract number 072622 with Stephen B. Smith as presented.
I'll second that, Mr. Chair.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Now, we have item 4R, information discussion action to adopt resolution number 25-10-01 for the installation of regulatory yield signage at the intersection of South 4th Street and East Pumpkin Center Road located in Tono Basin. And we have with us today Alex Kendrick.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Board of Supervisors, Alex Kendrick, Assistant County Engineer. So as you know, under state statutes, when it comes to regulatory signs,
Takes a team.
the requirements are for the engineering department to review it and make a proposal to the board, and the board has to approve it. So we evaluated South Forest Road and East Pumpkin Center Road in Tono Basin and determined that a yield sign was the most appropriate sign for that intersection, and so that is what we are proposing to the board.
Thank you, Alex. Supervisor Humphrey.
Yeah, thank you. It just, I just think it's kind of wild that you got to come to the Board of Supervisors for a yield sign. I mean, but thank you very much.
That's state statute for you.
Yeah, thank you, Supervisor Klein.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, and it's funny how you think of a yield sign as being like the least regulatory sign there is. It's like it's sort of assumed. But anyway, I love it. Thank you for your presentation. With that, I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to adopt resolution number 25-10-01 as presented.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. Alex, we have another one for you, 4S. Information, discussion, action to authorize the chairman of the board to sign the cancellation of agreement letter from the Arizona Department of Transportation, thereby canceling IGA number IGA 24-0009581-I under section 3, item 4, cancellation to become effective once both parties have signed. Alex.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Board. So I brought this before you guys back in April, but at the time I did not realize that ADOT required a signed cancellation letter. So when it came to the Golden Hills Sidewalk Improvement Project, ADOT kept adding additional costs when they evaluated the engineering plans as those were developed, and we realized that that wasn't feasible for us to actually move forward with that under the TA grant. And so back in April, I brought this back before you saying that we will apply for next year's TA grant to get that cost back into a reasonable level. And that is still engineering's plan. However, this is the paperwork from the ADOT side of things to make sure that the original project is canceled.
Okay. Thank you, Supervisor Humphries.
Yeah, thank you very much. We discussed this earlier on, you know, it would be a better move to just walk away and then come back and reapply. So thank you very much for being smart on that. Thank you.
Supervisor Klein.
I'm good. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you, Alex. It's just largely a clerical thing. So let's call for a motion on this item.
I move to authorize the chairman of the board to sign the cancellation of agreement letter from the Arizona Department of Transportation, thereby canceling IGA number IGA 24-0009581-I as presented.
Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Got the next one?
I do.
Item 4T, information, discussion, action to approve amendment number 3 to contract agreement number ADOA CTR 058876, the Forest Service Highway 512 environmental documents and clearances with Kimley Horn and Associates, extending the contract end date to February 7th, 2026. Alex Kendrick.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Board. So last meeting, I brought before you the Forest Service agreement between the county and the Forest Service for the 512 EA. This is the extension. This is the Kimley Horn agreement between Gila County and Kimley Horn for the extension. With this extension, this was set up so that we would make sure there would be no more extensions coming before the board. They will get the EA done in order to progress from the 60% to the 100% through the SMART grant program that we had applied for and got awarded. So this is making sure that Kimley Horn's paperwork is all in order as we move forward to get the design for the 512 done.
Okay.
Happy to answer any questions.
All right, Supervisor Humphrey.
I have no questions.
Supervisor Klein.
I'm good, Alex, thank you.
Yeah, so Alex, this doesn't complete the surveyor studies or all that. It's just making sure it's all paid for properly.
Yes, and the environmental assessment needs to be completed by the end of this contract, and that is the agreement we have with them.
Okay, and this is like the $400 and some thousand money we got from Senator Kelly? No?
I'm not aware of that.
I don't think so.
What am I thinking of? This is to do the study, I thought, for the 512 road.
The environmental assessment for the 512 road.
Okay.
I don't believe we were paying for that out
Okay,
of the
well,
out of the Senator.
I haven't slept for like 2 months, so. Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
this is a SMART grant from the state of Arizona Department of Transportation.
Okay, all right. Thank you for clarifying that, and with that, I will call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to approve amendment number 3 to contract agreement number ADOA CTR 058876 with Kimley Horn and Associates as presented.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Next item is 4U, information, discussion, action to approve amendment number 4 to contract number CTR 058876, the Houston Mesa Road Safety Improvement Cultural Resources with Kimley Horn and Associates Incorporated, increasing the contract amount by $19,934 to a new contract amount not to exceed $62,744. And we still have Alex with us.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Board. So as you know, the Houston Mesa Road project was a HSIP grant that we had received. Once we received those grants, the county can no longer administer, and so ADOT ends up administrating. At this point, the project is done. Towards the end of the project, there was a timing issue, and so the cultural monitoring contract needed to be amended, and so ADOT approved this cost increase with that, and we were kind of forced to accept that as they were our administrators. So it does still fall within the total project cost. However, this is us fronting this part of the cost.
Okay, Supervisor Humphrey.
Yeah, it just seems like the state keeps allowing some of these contracts to reach further than they originally had, and there's not much we can do about it other than say okay. So, yeah, it just something that seems to be occurring more and more often on some of the projects the state's involved with us. So, thank you.
Supervisor Klein.
Thank you, Alex.
Yep, thank you, Alex. I'll call for motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve amendment number 4 to contract number CTR 058876 with Kimley Horn and Associates Incorporated as presented.
And I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Item 4V, information, discussion, action to authorize the advertisement of request for proposals number 06102025, the scrap metal recycling services for the collection and recycling of scrap metal from both of the county's landfills. And back with us, we have Mr. Troy White.
Thank you, Chairman and the board. If you've been out to the landfills, you know that this is much needed, so we're trying to get this RFP out to, out on the streets, so that we can start dealing with the scrap metal that we have on both landfills. Officially, as in February, we stopped working with the previous person that we were working with on scrap metal and moved forward to get this out to bid, so to get a new person on board. And it's stacking up on us, and we want to get this out as soon as possible and get a contractor selected and get that recycling back up and running again.
Thank you for that. Supervisor Humphrey.
Yeah, the previous company that you decided to quit doing business, how long had they been doing our scrap metal?
You know, I'm not sure. I know it was over at least a year. It may have been longer, and I have to check with Aaron on that and get back to you. But I know it was for at least about a year that they were on board.
Because it seemed like prior to that, we didn't have an issue with our scrap metal. And so, you know, I was just wondering why we changed. And if it's only been a year, the people prior to the last one might be beneficial. I don't know.
I mean, we just stopped getting, you know, they were saying there was no money in the recycling, so they're coming up, picking it, not sending us a check back for it. And it's like, you know, through our, you know, our looking into it, it's like, no, there's still some value in the metal recycling. So we figured it'd be better to end that relationship with them and put this out to bid where, you know, things can be more formal. My understanding of that there wasn't a formal agreement in place with the previous person that was hauling it. And with this one, there's going to be a formal agreement in place to ensure that.
And that was under another landfill manager.
Correct.
And I'm surprised that we said, okay, yeah, we realize it's not worth anything. So
Right.
I hope it goes better in the future.
It will.
Supervisor Klein.
Can't go any worse. So, Troy, you know, one thing I've wondered though, you know, we put this out, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, get somebody lined up to take scrap metal, but is there a reason why we don't load it on our trucks and send it once every couple weeks, a month, or whatever to Phoenix and get it up money and come home?
Yeah, it's just staffing issues. We just don't have the staffing to do that. Our landfill is running very slim right now as it is, and we're constantly struggling to even just fill the day positions just to keep control of the regular trash. So, you know, if we were to do that, we'd have to go out and actually hire a position to do that and haul it, and then the risk and the liability that comes with that and hauling it. I don't know at the end that would really pay off versus just letting somebody take it and then us making a profit off of what they're doing. There's a lot more involved than just throwing it in the back of a truck and then taking it down to the valley. I mean, there's regulations, there's all kinds of things that go with it. Not that we couldn't, it's something that we can look into as a, you know, just as a comparison, but it's pretty complicated process, and I don't think it would work out any cheaper for us, or that we'd make any more money on it, but we can certainly run that analysis.
I don't think it'd work out any cheaper or anything like that, so don't get me wrong there, but with what we do between the landfill and the road department, seems to me like we could have a truck driver, if we're needed, to take a load to the valley just to get it out of our way and get it out of here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how, I really don't even know what you'll find as far as somebody wanting to do it, so. We'll
Yeah, I
see.
mean, if we don't find somebody to do it, then we're gonna have to look at that alternative. But I know, I mean, we've got the right amount of work for the right amount of staff right now. I mean, everybody's very busy and taking on one more thing. I mean, that's to haul the amount of recycling, metal recycling that we get, that'd be a pretty consistent basis to do that, to keep it in a controllable method. So you're just, it's something we can look into depending on the results that we get here. But if we can get a company to handle this and manage it for us, I think that's probably the better way to go.
And so usually the way that goes is they come in and pick up our metal, give us so much a ton, they take whatever they make off of it after that.
Yeah, and they'll have to verify, the way that finance set this contract up is they'll have to verify what they're getting per ton, so that, and they have to agree to us what they're paying per ton. So it's all written out very plain, exactly how the process is gonna work. It weighs when it leaves, and we wanna see their tickets when they get down to the valley, and it's very straightforward and upfront and transparent.
So when a contract like this is put in place, is that on a set amount for the full year or for the life of the contract, or is it does it have the ability to fluctuate up or down as scrap metal prices go up or down?
Yeah, absolutely. That's generally how I've seen these contracts. We've asked for per pound that they're gonna give us. My thought is when we get these proposals in, they're gonna say it's gonna be, a cost plus. So because the recycling market fluctuates so much, usually what they'll say is that we're getting X amount of percentage of what it is, depending on what the rate is going at that time, because it can jump from day to day. And it's a very good point that you bring up, because with all the, the current president, he is really looking at getting the mining operations going back again in the United States. And if we're doing a lot more mining here and the metals are being pulled out of the ground here, you're probably going to see a pretty significant decrease in the cost of recycling as time goes by. So yeah, the contract's going to be made so that it can adjust for those, so that both the contractor wins and the county wins.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, and yeah, and it makes a lot of sense whether we make a lot of money or not a lot of money or break even. It's better than filling our landfills with all of this stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's at least a worthwhile project. So I'm glad you're taking hold of that before the next Public Works Director steps into place.
Absolutely.
And so that that person's prepared to take over, not catch up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, very good. So with that, I will call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to authorize the advertisement of requests for proposals RFP number 06102025 as presented.
Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Supervisor Humphrey, do you have a vote?
Aye.
Okay, we have unanimous ayes. Thank you. And item 4W, information discussion action to approve amendment number 1 to contract number 06012025, the Globe Courthouse parking lot pavement project with Perkins Cinders Incorporated, increasing the contract amount by $122,485.40 for a new contract total not to exceed $821,479.81. And we have back with us Alex Kendrick.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Board of Supervisors. As you know, the courthouse parking lot project has been ongoing. We put in a 10% contingency plan because we knew that we were going to come across some subgrade issues when we got the parking lot milled up. However, we did not realize, even after doing soil analysis, the extent of those issues. And so in order to fix those permanently, we needed to use a geomat fabric under a subgrade and then repair the subgrade, and that exceeded our owner's contingency. So this is a request to basically account for the additional cost that was required to make sure that the project got done correctly. And so it will only increase the actual project by $52,585.96. So be more than happy to answer any questions. And as you can see, we're working on the striping now. So.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Supervisor Humphrey.
I have no question, Alex, thank you.
Yeah, Supervisor Klein.
Does that mean we get to park on it after lunch?
We got to let the paint dry.
Okay, thank you, Alex.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. So my only question was, I think this was paid for with ARPA money initially. Is there anything left for ARPA? I mean, what money is this? Extra $50-some thousand? Still got a little bit left, okay. Good answer. With that, I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve amendment number 1 to contract number 06012025 as presented.
Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Very good. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
All right. 4X. Information discussion action to approve professional services contract number 071125, legal services, juvenile dependency with Diana G. Montgomery, PLLC, for the term of July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2026, with a maximum not to exceed compensation amount of $55,000. We have our Director of HR, Mr. Rick Husk, with us this morning to present.
Thank you very much, Chairman and supervisors. I'm here today to present on these matters. As you recall, approximately 4 years ago, the county created the Office of Indigent Legal Services to take over contracts with private counsel to represent indigent clients before the Superior Court and Justice Court. On matters involving all the things that are before you today, there are several contracts, several attorneys that do both felony and other matters for these, including juveniles. So I'm here today to just answer any questions you may have. Ms. Montgomery has been doing this for the courts prior to doing it for Indigent Services Department, and does a good job for us. So I'd ask the court, or ask the board to approve this. Thank you. If you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you. Supervisor Humphrey.
Yeah, is this a replacement position?
It is not. It's a renewal on a yearly basis.
Oh, okay, thank you. No further questions.
Okay, Supervisor Klein.
I'm good, thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just have a couple of questions, because you have about 5 in a row here that are similar looking to me.
Yes.
So are these are not new positions? And I'm curious as to why the court is not here presenting for that. Is this a court employee, a court cost? Is it funded by the courts?
It is funded by the county, whether it goes through the court or this Indigent Services Department. And the reason that the department was created to do these contracts is previously, if they were overseen by the court, it's been viewed that there's a bit of a conflict for the Superior Court and the presiding judge to oversee contracts with attorneys that appear before them. That would be similar to the courts overseeing the prosecution. Sometimes they appear to as defense counsel. So they might be contested matters, and for the courts to oversee that would be somewhat of a conflict in cases. Not that they haven't done that, not that they don't do that in other counties, but Gila County has determined the possibility of taking this on. We contract with private attorneys. They come and go. They are supposed to give us a month notice if they were to rescind their contract or terminate their contract. Other times we oversee that, and we have the ability to get rid of contract attorneys as well if they're not doing their job. So we're a little more, I think we take a little more action in getting rid of attorneys that aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, is in my opinion, because we don't have a conflict that the courts might have.
Okay.
Okay. So we have several, I'm not sure the total, but we have, for instance, 9 contracted attorneys that are paid $78,000 a year to simply do criminal defense work. We have others that do JP court defense work, both here in Payson, and we have dependency contracts and, again, juvenile delinquency attorneys that do work for juvenile delinquency cases when they're, again, indigent.
Okay. Mr. Menlove, you had a comment.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I should have explained beforehand that Mr. Husk is fulfilling 2 full-time positions for the county as HR director, and then we have a full-time position as the legal defender or public defender coordinator. In the past, we do have a position authorized that's in this as an attorney that fulfills this position. We've had a real difficult time getting that position filled, and so Mr. Husk has taken over that responsibility. And this is just to coordinate public defenders or those that have been determined that go to the court that they do not have funds to pay for their own defense. So a public defender, one of these contract attorneys, will represent them in the court. So they are not employees of the county. They are simply contract professional services contracts that we have that Mr. Husk is asking for the board to approve today.
And these contracts have existed in the past. These are more or less renewals.
Yes, they existed for as long as the county's been in existence. We're required by state law. And the question was asked, does the general fund pay for this? The general fund pays for nearly all of the court costs.
All right.
And the only thing that that the state pays for is a little bit of our justice of the peace salaries and half of our Superior Court judge salaries. County pays for all the rest of the court costs.
Okay.
Mr.
Thank you. Supervisor Humphrey.
Yeah, that opened another question for me. You say that Mr. Husk is has two full-time positions right now, and he's head of HR. Is that position one that we are advertising to be filled?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I was wondering. That's great volunteering, but HR too. So I was just wondering if that's one that we're reaching to fill.
Other duties assigned, I'm grateful for Mr. Husk that he is taking this on because
very much so with his experience. That's great, but we don't want to wear him out because he does try so hard.
we are wearing him out. That's the problem.
I'd talk to the HR over that.
Thank you.
Good question. Thank you.
And I will add that I work closely with the courts in their review of the attorneys and addressing issues they have with the attorneys. So we meet on a regular basis. There have been occasions where I've had to appear in court when somebody doesn't show up, just to simply address the court, maybe continue cases, maybe address some minor things in arraignments, for instance. And so it is good to be able to do that.
Thank you for that clarification. So I'll call for a motion on item 4X.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to approve professional services contract number 071125 with Diana G. Montgomery, PLLC, as presented.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Okay, we have item 4Y, information, discussion, action to approve professional services contract number 071525, legal services, appeals, and post-conviction relief with the Susser Law Firm, PLLC, for the term of July 1, 2025 through June 30, 26, with a maximum not to exceed compensation amount of $70,000. Rick.
Thank you, Supervisor, or Chairman Christensen, Supervisor Klein, and Supervisor Humphrey. I apologize. This again is a professional services contract for Adam Susser, who handles the majority of our appeals here in the court system, as well as post-conviction relief for people that have been convicted. And it's a limited amount. He charges us per case, so it's similar, and it's for the same department. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Supervisor Humphrey.
No questions.
Supervisor Klein.
I'm good.
Thank you. I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve professional services contract number 071525 with the Susser Law Firm, PLLC, as presented.
Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Item 4Z, information, discussion, action to approve professional services contract number 061625, legal services, felony, criminal, juvenile, delinquency, and mental health with the Law Office of Sean Kautenberger, PC, for the term of July 1, 2025 through June 30, 26, the maximum not to exceed compensation amount of $96,000. Mr. Husk.
Chairman Christensen, Supervisor Humphrey, and Supervisor Klein. Thank you very much. Sean Kautenberger has a contract, and it lists 3 different items that he handles for us. Again, the felony contract is $78,000 to defend indigent felony defendants. Juvenile delinquency and mental health are a bundle of cases that he is capable of handling for us. We have 2 juvenile contracted attorneys that handle the majority of cases. All felony defense attorneys that are under contract are assigned juvenile matters when there's conflicts, and the 2 people, for instance, 5 juvenile may be involved in the same offense as has occurred. The 2 people can't, the 2 attorneys we have for just juveniles can't handle defense for more than 1 in the same instance. So therefore, if a conflict arises, we have other felony attorneys that are willing to take on juveniles as well. Mental health, a lot of other attorneys take on more than 1 area, and so he helps us in mental health cases as well.
Supervisor Humphrey.
No questions.
Supervisor Klein.
I'm good.
I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to approve professional services contract number 061625 with the law office of Sean Kautenberger, PC as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Item 4AA, information discussion action to approve professional services contract number 061925 legal services, felony, criminal, mental health, and juvenile delinquency with De Brigida Law Offices, PLLC, for the term of July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2026, with a maximum not to exceed of $132,000.
Thank you, Chairman Christensen and Supervisor Humphrey and Supervisor Klein. Again, Ron DeBrigida has been contracted with us for several years. I had numerous felony cases that I tried against him when he was a defense counsel when I was in the county attorney's office. So he does a very good job. Happy to have him on board. Again, he handles the same areas. Mentioned he does have a full-time, he is one of the two primary juvenile delinquency attorneys for us. So, and felony defense work as well.
Thank you. Supervisor Humphrey.
I have no questions.
Supervisor Klein.
I'm good.
Call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve professional services contract number 061925 with the Brigida Law Offices, PLLC, as presented.
And Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you. And our last item with Mr. Husk is for BB, information discussion action, to approve professional services contract number 070925, legal services, felony, criminal, mental health, juvenile delinquency, and juvenile dependency with the law office of Adriana M. Orman, PLLC, for the term of July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2026, the maximum not to exceed amount of $126,000.
Chairman Christensen, Supervisor Humphrey, and Supervisor Klein, thank you again. Ms. Orman has been with us for the past year, handling mostly juvenile delinquency and some mental health as well as dependency cases for us. This year she also took on a felony contract to assist us, and so she has a total amount of higher than some of the others because she's taken on so many areas where the county, like a lot of rural counties, has difficulty filling attorney slots and for representation, and she's doing a lot for us this year, and so she's doing a very good job for us currently.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Humphrey.
I have no questions.
Thank you. Supervisor Klein.
I'm good.
I'm good as well. With that, I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to approve professional services contract number 070925 with the law office of Adriana M. Orman as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Mr. Husk.
Thank you all.
The last regular agenda item is 4CC, information discussion action to rescind the Board of Directors award of contract number 02242025, the Gibson Ranch Road roadway improvement project to Action Direct LLC, doing business as Red Point Contracting, and provide the option for the board to vote to go into executive session pursuant statute, ARS statute for legal advice and direction regarding the Gibson Ranch Road roadway information project. So at this juncture, would I ask the board whether they'd like to discuss this in executive session or just open it up to Mr. White? I'm asking for direction from these ladies. Okay, so let's do that first. Is this a necessity to go into executive session, Supervisor Humphrey?
I don't see the need to.
Supervisor Klein?
Joe's good with it, I am, whatever he thinks his advice would be.
As long as it's good, it's for discussion of legal advice regarding the Gibson Ranch Road Improvement Project and resolution of that contract matter or in anticipation of litigation. That was the basis upon which the board would go into executive session.
Supervisor Klein, you think that's a necessity in your mind?
When you throw the possibility of litigation out there on the table, I don't know, you know, it could happen.
Okay, so I'll call for a motion whether or not to go into executive session regarding item 4CC.
Well, it can't hurt, Mr. Chair. I move to enter into executive session to address agenda item 8A pursuant to ARS 38-431.03A3 and for legal advice and direction regarding the Gibson Ranch roadway improvement project.
And Mr. Chair, I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to recess into executive session. Thank you. Oh.
Aye.
Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Okay.
I'm gonna look and see if I got it all straight in my mind.
If not, I don't mind.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Well,
go for it.
All right, let's get going. We just adjourned out of executive session. We'll call back to order the regular Board of Supervisors meeting. It's 11:49 here, and with that, after the discussion, I will open it up for a motion on item 4CC.
Mr. Chair, I move to rescind the Board of Supervisors award contract number 02242025 Gibson Ranch roadway improvement project to Action Direct LLC, DBA, Red Point Contracting as presented.
Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to rescind. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimous. Thank you, Mr. White. All right, we'll move on to our consent agenda items. We have items A through J. Supervisor Humphrey, would you like to discuss any or of these separately?
No, Mr. Chair.
Supervisor Klein's in
I'm
question?
good.
I'll call for a motion to approve consent agenda items 5A through J.
So move, Mr. Chair.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Very good. Call to the public. Cassandra, how many do we have today?
We're at 66.
66, very good. Is anyone here in Globe or on the internet or in Payson that wishes to speak to the board at this time? No?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to our current events. And we have, let's start with Manager Menlove.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to express appreciation to county staff. They have worked extraordinarily hard through the flooding events and have done a tremendous job in getting us back to normal. There are many months of work still in front of us, and including financial arrangements that Marin is on top of and working on that. This week I am in Phoenix Thursday and Friday in meetings with the County Supervisors Association in preparation for the summit that CSA is having the last week of October, and also for county managers meeting on Friday. Next week I believe it's in Sierra Vista for the Arizona Department of Transportation Rural Transportation Conference, and to have their monthly board meeting. I'd like to attend ADOT monthly board meetings as often as possible to ensure that we stay forefront, particularly with the project here that we have going in downtown Globe, several miles of rehabilitating the transportation and roadway through and sidewalks through Globe, and then also Lion Springs Road up north, that we need to make sure that we do not get sidetracked with that with the Arizona Department of Transportation. That's my report, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Humphrey.
Yeah, first of all, I mean, my heart and thoughts go out with the many, many people whose lives were changed in short time. And my prayers are with them, and anything that I can do as a supervisor out to help them. But starting on the storm that started on the 25th, I was pretty involved with a lot that was going on. Attended 2 cooperator meetings very, very much for all of the overtime, the willingness to help, the amount of our employees who actually help people out of the waterways that was flooding. It's just amazing how everybody came together to help. On the cleanups of that, I appreciate all the people that came in with shovels to help. I believe that the express letter they sent had like 3,000 people with shovels helping people clean out. It was a lot of our contractors came in and helped to grease out the creek because it started Thursday. Our crews worked really hard because we knew we had more rain coming, and then it really on that on Friday. So just hats off to all of our crew. Came down from Young Payson to help with our local crew. So my hats off to our employees who really stepped up to help mitigate all of that. And our emergency services team, another feather in your hat. Holy smokes, between all the fires and floods and this flood, what they said was like 165-year flood, which is unbelievable. But my hats off to all of the people that pitched in and worked in.
Thank you. Supervisor Klein.
Oh, I attended a Copper Hills Community HOA meeting, met with those folks just before the flood, had a good session with them. Of course, my thoughts and prayers go out for all the people that was affected by the flood and the ones that lost their life in that. It's a horrible deal. But I tell you what, I was totally impressed with the amount of extra help, like Mr. Humphrey was saying, that came in here and helped from a long ways away, from about every one of our surrounding communities within 150 miles, basically. And so that was really good to see. A lot of help there. San Carlos really stepped up to the plate, offered a lot of help, sent a lot of their people up here to help when they themselves were having flooding going on. Yeah, opened up the casino to have places to stay the night of the flooding and all that. So it was amazing, and what was really, really good to see is that, we see these things like this happen in other states and other places. And what do you see? You see the looting, the rioting, all this stuff going on. It doesn't happen in Gila County. All of our people are there to help. They're not there to steal and do all these things. I hope the rest of the nation had a chance to watch that, because that was a really good example of how people should help each other. And so I'm just really impressed. The amount of work our county employees did was just truly amazing. Public Works, they were busy every day with all of them. Jammer pulled people from everywhere he could. Our EOC folks were just, I walked in that EOC center Saturday and got to meet all the different people that's in there. They're from a lot of communities away from here. They're people that Carl knows. There's people that got here because Carl knew somebody and they sent their best and who they had, and everybody was lined out doing their job. And Marin, I got to see you there. It was really, really good to see that. And everybody had a smile on their face and busy as could be, The ladies in the other room taking the phone calls, those ladies had their hands full, guarantee you, they did. And they were our ladies from here in the county. And so, I go back to like your spot award this morning when we started. We just need to gather up the county and give them all one after all this. I tell you, it was remarkable, and the amount of work that got done, and how they just kept after it and kept going. And so, I wasn't down here, and I wasn't down here kind of intentionally. I was on the phone a lot with different people, working with DIFM and whoever else that wanted me to. I didn't want to be in the way. During the flood, I couldn't have got here anyway. I couldn't have got to town. But Bob Arthur, the IC that was with Diffham, a good guy. I've known him for many years, and had conversations with him and other ones. So anyway, it was a heck of a deal. And but my heart does go out for those folks who lost so much and the ones that lost their life. That's always tough to see. And on top of that, I helped with our gazebo project. Kathy had up there, we were in kind of a push to get it done before the motorcycle relief project got there, and for the most part, it got done. And so that was really good. Saturday, we had our nonprofit fundraiser in Payson there, the Gila. And Kathy, you want to give an update on that? No, you're good? Okay, so I'm going to do it, so I gave you a chance. It looks like we raised probably around $40,000, somewhere around that number for the PVVR. And it was a really good night, fun night. A lot of people were there and whatnot. And that morning before I got to there was a couple of things. One of our longtime residents here in Gila County, Nathan Ellison, had passed away. And so I attended his funeral service over here at High Desert Middle School. And then just prior to that, I was part of the governor's meeting at the EOC. I was really impressed with our governor. She came in there, I don't think it was a PR deal at all, in my opinion. She had her thoughts going, and she wanted to hear kind of where everybody was at going forward and kind of what was going to need to take place. The cameras were locked out. They were outside, which was really cool. And so we had a good discussion. Not a long discussion, probably about maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It wasn't a long one, but it was a good discussion. Had her two main people. Dima was on one side of her, and our emergency management guy, Gabe, was on the other side of her. Really smart individuals, both of them, and had some really good answers, and they've already got some systems in place. As we go through this, whether it's programs or low cost loans or grants or whatever it is, they seem to be on top of it and expecting this to, well, they know, just like we do, this isn't going to be done overnight. It's going to continue on for a while. And so it seems like they're real prepared for that, to me. Did you get the same feeling?
Absolutely.
And so that was real refreshing to see that as well. And so I like that. Other than that, I think that's all I had, Mr. Chair.
That's all?
That's it.
Thank you. I want to reiterate too, I express my appreciation to everyone. That's what we do in small communities, rural areas. We help each other. And yeah, we don't look for opportunities to do crime or whatever, but last Saturday morning, right after the Saturday, Karen and I, we were just kind of looking on the internet and saw this flooding going on in Globe. And I said, yeah, there's been some flooding. It's a flash flood. So she says, it looks really bad. Things are bad. There's cars, there's tanks, there's all these things happening. And I said, well, it can't possibly be as bad as it was a couple years ago. That was really bad. And so I called Carl. It was still early. And he said, oh no, it's worse. I go, it's worse? How could it? Well, then he started telling me about how people had, perished already. It's really bad. And I was like, oh my goodness. And so I understood that several of our directors were out of town. And I just decided I'm going to call Troy. Now, Troy was on a vacation. Now, when I called, I don't know what time it was in Hawaii, but I'll tell you what, the sun was not anywhere close to getting to the horizon when I called him, and he answered, and he started taking care of things on his vacation, and I appreciate that very much. So I was able to pull things together. Carl's, what can I do to help? And of course, there's always the immediate response, and that's been amazing. The meeting with the governor was amazing, all of that. But We have more to go, months and months more to go to help these people recover with their businesses, employment. There's people that aren't going to be getting wages to pay their mortgage. There's people that won't have a business to be able to pay their insurance or their rent. And so that's a very big concern as well. And so the immediate response, the cleanup, the food, the water, the shelter, all of that, everyone's come through, been great. I got a lot of phone calls on Saturday myself, some of which I didn't know how they got my number, but I mean, the governor herself called me. Andy Biggs called me, Congressman Andy Biggs. Of course, Walt Blackman called me, and Eli Crane, and there's more. I don't even know. And so the response was very heartfelt that way. I thought that was very impressive of them to do that. So praise to everyone that stepped up and is working hard on this. We have a long road to go, though, on recovery and trying to help our people get back into their restaurants and their places of business that are heavily damaged. Did you have something else, Mr. Menlove?
Yeah, I just wanted to add, thank you for all of your comments, but there is that out at the fairgrounds, the Gila County Fairgrounds here in Globe, there's an operations center for those that have needs, can go, if there's need for housing, there's need for utilities, if there's needs for food. There's all different organizations throughout the state that have come into Globe and are at the fairgrounds that can help to address those needs. So please, if there's anybody out there that has needs, direct them to the fairgrounds.
Okay.
Receive assistance.
That's good to know. Okay. Well, that's all I'm going to report on. So I appreciate everyone. I've kind of had some breathing and bronchial issues lately, but I made it through the meeting, and we all did good. So thank you for that. And if there's nothing else, then
We got one more.
oh yeah, we do have one more. Very good. So I am going to read that. It's information, discussion, action to vote to approve. No, the wrong one. Information, discussion, action to vote. Get there. To go into executive session pursuant the Arizona revised statutes for discussion or consultation for legal advice with the board, with the board's attorneys regarding the options to resolve small claims against the county. I'll call for a motion to do just that.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
I'll second it.
We have a motion to go into executive session and a second. Those in favor say aye.
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 You're about to get it all through the meeting.
It's annoying.
Oh, yeah.
I can't move it in or out. Okay, are we ready to go, ladies? Okay, thank you, everybody. Let's reconvene as the Board of Supervisors. Here it is 12:48, and we had a discussion in executive session, and I will now call for a motion with regard to the executive session.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion for the county attorney's office to proceed as discussed.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second to proceed as discussed. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Vote is unanimous. And with that, I will turn it over for a brief comment from Mr. Menlove to clarify something about our EOC and emergency operations.
After making a statement earlier that there is service at the fairgrounds, I received an update that from Mr. O'Driscoll, Deputy County Manager. The Disaster Assistance Center at the fairgrounds has closed. The DAC is being run out of the call center, and residents can physically pick up information from the Gila County Health Department located in Central Heights. Emergency Management is standing up another DAC event closer to Miami this weekend, and that information will be released to the public once it is finalized. At this time, if anyone in the public is looking for assistance, they can call the call center at 928-402-8888. That number again for the assistance that they can receive is 928-402-8888. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. So the services are still available, just at a different location on, it's Apache, right? That's the name of the.
Yes.
Apache.
Apache,
Central Heights.
where the health department is
Right.
in Central Heights.
Very good. Thank you for that update. If there's nothing else, then I will adjourn this meeting. Thank you.